Hello everyone, this is Jessica, normally one of the hosts of PauseCast. This week we've got a bit of a special episode with two special guests. All of this recorded in the same room on one microphone, so the audio is a little bit weird on this one. But it's still a really good episode, and it's also a pretty long episode. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening. So, I was about to say I was going to start recording on 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Do you want me to clap?
Yes, actually, I wanted to do that as a goof.
Oh, that we're all in the same room yet we clap?
Yep, we're all in the same room and we're going to clap anyway.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. For real? For real.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. You fucker! Come on!
Okay.
You're breaking the format. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Centered ourselves. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
I was waiting for you to do like 2 this time.
Alright.
How could I have missed it?
Alright. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the 40th episode of PauseCast. Me and Mark are in the same room for like once in our fucking lives. This is incredible. It's a very different experience to actually like see your face as we like speak for once.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I wonder how difficult it'll turn out.
I am Jessica Alouette. I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Mark Henna. I use he, him. Welcome.
And we are joined tonight by two special guests, also joining us in the same room, which is also just like this feat of coordination is incredible that we've got going on here. Joining us tonight for discussion, we have Autumn Williams, who previously appeared on episode 26, I believe, which was our year-end wrap-up with Harley Quinn. Autumn's a Twitch streamer, and Autumn, welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm Autumn. I use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, our patron and supporter, Ashe Yee, is going to be joining us. Ashe, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. I use she, her pronouns too.
Sweet. So, this is a show about video games, right?
Yeah, last I checked. I think that's right.
What's a
right?
video game?
I fake gamers.
So,
We're
you know
all fake
Scrabble?
gamers.
Yeah.
Not a video game.
Okay.
Pork?
Huh?
Pork?
Pork?
It's also not a video game.
Okay.
The ceiling is
Not
not
a-
a video game.
But when the floor is lava, is that a video game?
That's a game
That's actually...
like Scrabble, but
Okay.
not a video game.
Okay.
that is being made into a video game.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there we go.
Is it? When is it? Do you know when it's gonna come out?
No, I have no fucking idea.
It's like we could play it right now, but then the mic would be in the wrong place.
Yeah, like, we would just lose all
Musical
audio.
shuffling.
I mean, to be fair, I just lifted my feet up and I'm sitting on a beanbag, so I'm winning the floor is lava right now because I'm the only one not touching the floor.
Yep.
True, and like, I would have had that ages ago.
This is uncomfortable. Put my feet back down.
Mark wins the floor is lava.
Oh.
That is actually being made into a video game, though.
Yeah, it looks sick. Actually, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's
Is
like...
it like an AR game or something?
No, it's like
No,
a
it's just
cool,
a-
like, platformer.
It's just a
Oh,
platform.
Like,
okay.
it's a little, like, parkour stunt platformer kind of situation. Like,
Isn't it top down mostly?
no, it's not. It's first person.
Oh, really? Because like I saw the first time I saw it was only in top down.
No.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So, like, actually, it's actually being made into a game. It's being published by Clay, the people who did, like, Don't Starve, Invisible Ink. So, like, it looks really cool.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, speaking of upcoming games, Destiny 2 is a
Destiny
thing.
2.
Yeah, and it's actually coming out on PC this time, which means I might be interested. Because
Yeah.
last time it was PS4 and Xbox
Well, no,
One, right?
PS-
No, it was just PS4.
PS3, and then
PS-
later when PS4 was
That's-
out.
Yeah,
That's right.
it was launched on both generations of consoles at the same time, which that support was dropped with the latest expansion,
Right.
and now it's just on the next gen stuff.
Yeah.
So Destiny 2 is this opportunity for us. Wow, I'm not Destiny developer. It's an opportunity for Destiny to rebuild itself from the ground up. and just go like full next gen, rework a lot of the systems in terms of like the graphics and how they can handle all of that, because it's no longer required to support this older generation of hardware.
Yeah. I got the impression as someone who doesn't play it, but my younger brother plays a lot, so sometimes I talk to him about it. I got the impression that it's a game that changed a lot since it first came out, improving a lot. Like, they learned a bunch of lessons from when it was originally to what it is now.
Yeah.
So if they bring that all across into Destiny 2 as well, that'd be pretty cool. Because the sort of, you remember, grindy stuffs that it looked like it had switched me off a little bit, but I don't know, maybe they don't have that now.
They've definitely changed a lot since the release of Vanilla Destiny, which was it was very, very grind heavy. You could play, you're essentially playing the same content over and over and over again in hopes of getting better light, which is the system that you get to after you reach the max level, and it's basically
it's like an average of all your gear stats, right?
Yeah.
Well, now it is.
Now
it didn't used to be that. It used to be like this much more convoluted system.
Now it's kind of like an item level.
Yeah, exactly.
Average.
So
Which is it's basically like Diablo in that sense, or any dungeon crawler in that sense. You're just grinding over and over again to
that's
get
what I was
better and better
thinking.
gear.
So it's kind of like you get to max level, and then it's all about getting better gear. But what I remember seeing, again, as someone who didn't play it, was like a lot of frustration that just the gear's not dropping. Whereas when I played Diablo 3, which I just occasionally do, as I've talked about before, it's like I'm constantly finding better stuff to use. And it feels like it feels a lot more fun than like play a session and, oh cool, lots of stuff dropped. I don't want any of it.
Yeah, like the loot progression system of Destiny is really smartly designed in that it always keeps kind of pushing you forward. But
it does now.
Well,
now,
okay, sorry, Diablo is what I meant to say.
Right.
Not this.
And especially with Diablo, because when you get into high, now they have so many torment difficulties. It's massive percentages on extra gold, extra experience, and increased item drops.
And I mean, like the biggest thing with Destiny is like you could play all those missions again on like hard, like kind of like you can in Diablo a little bit, but the item.
I don't think that's what it's called.
No, I was gonna say item level, like your item level isn't necessarily going up. Light, like it's the light level, but it's the average across all your items. It's not
all of your
constantly
weapons
going up. Like Diablo feels to me like it's always kind of got this progression where it's always pushing you up and up and up and up. Where Destiny is so driven by its RNG, random number generation, that getting good drops could become a bit of a process rather than just this constant flow of advancement. You feel kind of like you're in this bit of a rut where you get like bad gear constantly.
I've been having a bit of that actually, just with playing more Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer.
Right.
When like there's a bunch of different packs you can buy, and the most expensive one gives you 2 rare items, whereas the next one down gives you guaranteed 1 rare item. And the most expensive one's the only way you can get the ultra rare ones, which include some classes that I'd be happy to unlock. But like the last couple of ones I've got, it's like, okay, cool, here's a sniper rifle and a sniper rifle mod, and I don't use sniper rifles.
Yeah.
I think I've complained about this before, but like, it's the same kind of thing, except at least in that also, you know, the characters are making progress and getting stronger even without the gear, because it's not based just on that.
Yeah.
I don't actually know yet what happens when you reach max level, because I've changed classes before I reached max level.
I mean, systems like that are designed not like around the use of that particular weapon, rather than they're designed around like, oh, players are just going to want XYZ gear and they'll want to switch between all of these different weapons.
I mean, eventually I might use these sniper rifles I'm unlocked. It's just currently I'd rather have another class to try out.
Did Borderlands do anything with that? Like the original, where like, I know you got like a shit ton of weapon bonuses and stuff, where as you like use sniper rifles more, you'd start getting like accuracy bonuses and stuff like that. But did they do anything in terms of like actual drops? Because I forget.
I don't think they did.
I
know that's something that Diablo changed, doesn't it? Because originally you were getting all sorts of stuff that might not be relevant to your class, and that's when they had the auction house.
Yeah, actually, like at the very beginning of Diablo 3's release, when they still had that auction house thing, which was kind of a BS thing, because it was like, you know, you can put up an item for ridiculously large amounts of gold, which basically no one would have, or you can sell it for real money. They got rid of that pretty quick. But no, so like what you would do is you would you would end up getting like a lot of times like remember I'd play on like my Crusader who uses a lot of strength stuff, and I would get a drop that's like intellect or dexterity. I'm like, why? Like I can't use this.
Yeah.
That was something that had been around since Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. But it used to be, that like the skills and everything like that would still be relevant. So like at least in Diablo 1, Diablo 2. So if you could put it in your shared stash, go to another character, and use that item. Now you can't really do that as much because it'd be like it would have like the gear would have like the wrong stats on it. Even if it had the right stats on it, it would have like this is for Crusaders only.
Right.
And then you'd be stuck using it. But it's like they changed that, which made it a lot better.
Yeah.
Which makes it really much. It makes it really nice because you're basically guaranteed to get gear for just yourself, and it's also cool because with the multiplayer function, there's groups of people who are like, "Hey, we're gonna do some of these runs. Any spare gear that we get that we don't need can go to you if you're a lower level player, because it's gonna be like all sorcerers or like like all crusader."
Actually, so that
wizards
tying your loot to your class only works when you've got independent loot for every person. Is that how Destiny's loot system works?
Only the armor. So, like, different helmets and chest plates, boots that you can pick up, those will all be class-specific, but all of the weapons can be used by any class.
So does that mean
well as
if we're all playing Destiny together, and I shoot something and it drops an item,
Yep.
we all see the same item?
No.
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 That
okay.
does not
We see different items and we
Yes.
each pick
Yes.
it
We're
up.
in Diablo.
Cool.
We're in Diablo. If it's like you've seen item drop and it says amulet, it's a legendary amulet. You pick it up, and if you play enough Diablo, you would see the icon shade out, and you're like, okay, that is this specific amulet because you play it so damn
But
much.
no, like,
But
in Destiny,
we're talking about like specific like
No, I know.
item drops for not for characters, but item drops at the same time, like
No, I know.
simultaneous.
I'm saying in Diablo, when an item drops the amulet, it's predetermined. Everyone sees that same item,
Right, yeah,
and it's based
okay.
on who's in your party. Where in Destiny, I like it because, like I think you were gonna say, like you see your own loot.
Yeah.
You don't share loot. Like when loot drops from an enemy, someone else might not have even gotten loot from that enemy. They might have got ammo.
cool.
Destiny
I like that.
Destiny even has independent ammo drops.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Misfits got that as well, although it's certain points you go to. But like, it's nice where I don't have to worry about someone else getting to the ammo point ahead of me, and then there won't be any ammo left for me.
Yeah.
That's a great thing that Destiny did. I think
Yeah.
it's really smart of them to have
I'm
that
I'm
included.
glad to hear that because at the moment, I mean, it's still a little while away, but I'm starting to weigh up Destiny 2 PC. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
If you definitely get it, because I want to get it. I know Jeff probably's going to get it. I know you're going to get it as soon as you have a computer that can run
Yeah.
it.
I mean, are you gonna get it on PC? Do you think, or?
I think I'll definitely get it on PS4 for the time being, especially considering like the Sony exclusivity deals that they tend to have.
Yeah.
Gee, when is it coming out again?
September.
September. I
Do you
think.
know what
That's
what
not
day?
too far away.
Like, do we know
Oh,
like
September
early
18th.
I think.
Oh, cool! 10 days
I
before my
believe.
birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess, I have an idea for a birthday present.
I
for...
thought-
I will see about getting you Destiny 2 for your birthday.
I've
No,
heard-
I was thinking about this. Get Destiny 2 for the PS4, and we can all play it with FWC, and then we can get Destiny for ourselves.
I've heard the PC release is going to be a bit later than
Yeah, the
console
PC
releases.
PC release is
Makes
going to be
sense.
later
Makes
than
sense.
the console one.
Sony.
No, I mean, simultaneous launch on Xbox. It's just not on PC right away.
That doesn't excite me much when I don't have an Xbox.
No.
Who has an Xbox anymore?
like-
Does anybody have an Xbox?
My brother has an Xbox. I don't think he uses it anymore.
But he has one.
Yeah.
He can convert it to something useful.
I mean, if you install
Okay,
Windows,
no.
you install Windows on that shit. I mean,
But
it already
you don't
is
understand.
Windows.
This is coming from someone who hated PlayStation, who never played PlayStation, who owned was like Xbox. Now I'm like, fuck Xbox, fuck Microsoft.
Master Chief was the only good video
Master
game.
Chief is the only good video game.
It's interesting too because the PC version is going to be coming. Like we've talked about Diablo a whole lot,
Mm.
and the PC version of Destiny 2 is also going to be on the same network. It's going to be on Battle.net.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit weird because normally it's just Blizzard games that have done that.
Well, yeah, and I mean
This was
That's
the
a-
first non-Blizzard specific game.
Yeah.
Only because Blizzard Activision are paired together.
Yeah,
Because Blizzard owns Activision.
So it's not going to turn into another Origin or something then.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think
No.
so. No.
It's they're run by the same company. So
It's
Okay.
literally like, hey, we'll just use the Battle.net platform because it's widely popular.
And they use
I
it
also,
for matching and stuff, don't they?
yeah, they
Yeah.
will, and I also like that Battle.net's a little bit more moderated than something like Steam.
Right.
It is very much more modern, and they have a good amount of servers. And their servers, when they go down, they have the scheduled maintenance. They let you know a day or two ahead of time.
So when you say a good amount,
Like they have a
like
fair.
New Zealand local, like
There
big
is
ones
one in
for
New
us?
Zealand. Yeah, I get 30.
One.
I get 28 ping in Overwatch.
Okay.
Like it's I think it's further south of us. But there's one in Australia. There's one here. There's one in like a bunch of different states. They have a lot of server locations. So unless you're like one side of Australia from like the other side of Australia connecting to like to play with some friends or something like that.
It's
You're
just like,
basically
I
gonna
think-
have a good connection.
I think we all know, when you live on an island in the literal middle of nowhere, it can be hard sometimes to play online multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't
Yeah.
play with anyone from the US because even in just to California, it's 173 ping for me.
Yeah, one of the nice things about being able to play Mass Effect with my flatmate is there's two of us, so it's way easier for one of us to host and just wait for someone else to show up. Whereas if I'm trying to play a game, I can't usually host because I have to wait for ages for people to show up.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a gamble, Sometimes I'll play it and it'll be fine, and sometimes every enemy that dies will suddenly just keep running forward in the same direction with 0 health and not die. And which, would be okay if you could just ignore it, but it means that your powers will target those things still. They'll lock on
Right.
to the dead
Right.
enemies. So it can be a real pain in the ass.
Oh
That's
shit.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with Overwatch, I had a couple of friends who were pretty good with competitive, and they were like, "Hey, want to play comp with me?" And I'm like, "Sure, can we do some quick play to warm up?" Because I haven't played it, and I was like, "No, I can't play comp with you guys." They're in Colorado, so it was like something like 200 ping, and I was like, "No."
I mean,
Yeah.
the nice thing about
I know
cooperative,
who
at
you're
least, it
talking
doesn't
about too,
matter
and I
so
played
much.
with them. That match was fine.
Hard though. Okay,
It's good.
Okay, when I'm playing if I'm playing healer, like if I'm playing Mercy or something, or I'm playing a projectile base, it's fine. But if I'm playing Zarya or fucking
Yeah, anything,
or like
anything, that
anything where
requires
it's hit scan,
tracking.
if you have to track, you're just not gonna hit anything. But it's easier with projectile because it's all based on prediction, and it's easy to predict something, especially if someone's lagging, because then they rubber band. You can kind of easier.
What's rubber banding?
Rubber banding is when, say, there's high amounts of lag, and you'll start moving, and then suddenly you'll be snapped back to where you were. So, if an enemy's moving, and they'll just, it's rubber banding, snapping.
I've had that kind of thing
So
in
on
some
your
bad
feet.
Mass Effect connections.
Oh, it's the worst.
I think it's more when the connection drops for me. So it's I'll try to move, and then the server will say, "No, you're here," and then I'll move, and then the server will
Yeah.
say, "No, you're here. Stay here."
And the worst thing is, even without lag, there's just, in a lot of games, there's favor the shooter.
There's what?
Favor the shooter. Do you know what favor the shooter is?
No.
Basically, it's whoever's doing the shooting,
Mm.
whatever their ping is, matters more than what your ping is. So, if, in Overwatch, you would both know, when a Roadhog hooks you, and you're like, he hooked me through the wall, that's favor the shooter. He hooked you first. On his screen, you were still here. On your screen, you might have been behind the wall. So things like snipers and stuff like that can, sometimes you're like, I was behind this pillar, but you got sniped. And it's like, well, on their screen, you weren't behind the pillar yet.
Right,
because
I
of
see.
lag stuff. So, it works in both ways, but it's almost always never in your favor when it's, because it's always happening to you.
Yeah.
I suppose, you don't notice when it's wrong.
Yeah.
And you
And
can't see my air quotes.
Yeah, no, and especially not if you are the shooter, you wouldn't notice
Exactly.
anything.
My
off.
Exactly.
my friend who is a sniper main in Overwatch, he plays Widow, and he has something like 900 plus hours in CS:GO, and when he plays CS:GO, he plays it with a lot of people who are in Australia, but when on Overwatch, there's a lot of people kind of all over, and he'll be like, how did that not register as a headshot? And how did that hit me from behind this wall? And I'm like, favor the shooter. Remember, you're probably aggravating them as much as they're aggravating you.
I suppose it's not quite the same when I see that in Mass Effect because the shooter's always the player. The enemies don't have ping.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
AI.
Because I'm guessing it's all player versus AI stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the only kind of multiplayer I tend to do.
you're not.
I'm not.
Competitive person.
No, I get stressed and I don't have fun with it, so I just avoid it. But
That's
cooperative multiplayer, yes, I love it.
Oh no, I love it too. I wish Overwatch had a better version of it.
I was going to say, one of the good things that Destiny 2 is doing is making the cooperative stuff in Destiny a lot better. In Destiny 1, there were a lot of gates on solo players. You got to a certain point and you couldn't progress your light level any higher because all the high-end high-end end-game activities require fire teams.
Yeah, like I can't do any of the raids because I play solo.
Right, and you need, what, 6 people?
Six
Yeah.
people
Right,
for
and that's
a
a
raid.
lot of people to coordinate.
It's 6
think-
people for a raid. You need at least 3 people for a nightfall, which are sort of like very, very, very hard strikes. And you need 3 people for Trials of Osiris, which is 3v3 PvP elimination mode.
Right.
And they're basically the only things in the game where you can get high-end equipment. And there's no matchmaking on those things. So unless you actually have people to play with, you can't do it. What they're doing in
Right.
Destiny 2 is migrating clans into the game. Yeah, so clans have always existed in Destiny, but there are these basically groups you made outside of the game on Bungie.net.
Oh, right, so it's kind of like a fan club kind of sort of deal. That's probably a bad word for
like
it.
how would you describe it?
It's like a community, but
yeah,
it's
it's-
less. But there's not as much community involvement.
Well, no, there still is just as much community involvement. It's just all of the coordination takes place outside of the actual game. So the clan is a nameplate in the game
Yeah.
saying, I'm part of this group, and it's
That's
like you have,
basically
you,
the
you
extent
have
of
the
it in
ability
the
to
game.
see all of your friends who are also in that clan and who's online and
And
whatnot.
that's about it.
And that's it, yeah. You have
Okay.
to, anything like a raid, you have to coordinate in like Facebook Messenger or something like that. Just like,
Or an LFG app. Like, you can go onto these apps, like, they've been made, I guess, unrelated to Bungie. Like,
Third-party
third-party apps.
looking for group.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I
And
was
of
going to
course-
ask what LFG stood for.
Oh, looking
Right.
for group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
you'd be like, I want to do the hard mode Kingsfall raid, need
Little flower
2
girl.
people.
I don't. You're like, sure, but I don't know how relevant that would be to
Yeah.
finding raid people for Destiny.
yeah, no,
But yeah, in Destiny 2, if you're in a clan, you can essentially, I guess, open yourself up to solo players. Be like, okay, we need 2 people, and there are now systems to do that within the game. And vice versa, if you're a solo player, you can be like, well, I need people to do the raid with. You can actually look at clans and sort of like ask to join in.
And these events, they're things that need quite a lot of cooperation between the players.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's not a typical matchmaking things which just throws a whole bunch of randoms together.
No.
Yeah, like-
because they're like the raids in particular are quite hard and frustrating, especially when they first come out, and doing it with random people can be quite toxic sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the Destiny 2 gameplay reveal happened today, and one of the things they were talking about during that reveal was the design philosophy of what they're calling guided games. This ability for clans to kind of open up to solo players and create bigger fire teams. So
Whoa! We just nearly got squashed by a bed, all 4 of us.
Oh no, it's a bed full of air made of vinyl.
Podcasting is dangerous, folks. Like, they didn't even
This is
tell
what
you
happens
about
when
it.
you podcast in the same room. Beds fall out of nowhere.
What
so yeah.
were we even talking about? Destiny 2.
we were talking about
Guided games.
guided games is what they're calling this like ability for clans to open up to solo players, and their design philosophy surrounding that was like throwing randoms into this like really challenging situation would create this really toxic environment, which is why we didn't do matchmaking in the first game. And now they're not doing full matchmaking, but they're doing something like close. It's close enough, but it gives the solo player a certain amount of control, so they can choose what clans they're interested in playing with, and like they can see like a brief description of them and the name, and actually just choose straight up from all of these clans and decide, okay, this clan aligns with my values. Like, oh, this clan is specifically focused on like LGBT people, so like I'll go play with them because I could use a safer space to play video games.
Yeah, I like the idea of having that core of people who really cooperate well, and then
Yeah.
adding something else to that instead of trying to get that out of a whole
Yeah,
bunch
because
of people.
it encourages this. It encourages like cooperation on another level as well.
Yeah.
Because you're now trying to account for something of an unknown.
the single player is looking for a group they want to cooperate with, this group is looking for a single player they want to cooperate with, it'll be much easier than, okay, yeah, here's a bunch of randoms. You will not get on with all of them because there's, like, more than 2 of them.
Yeah.
And as someone who's played like a lot of World of Warcraft and just MMOs in general, y'all will know this, as anyone who might also have done this, is Pugs, which is the worst shit ever. It's a pickup group. It's, random. It's just a bunch of people. You pick up a bunch of random people and you go do the raid and you're like, oh, this is the worst decision of my life. Like, oh man, like, I'm glad that they didn't do that, because, like, in World of Warcraft, I'm pretty sure, I haven't played WoW in forever, there was the whole, like, there was a looking for group system built into the game, and you could just go in there and you could, and for dungeons, it's fine. Dungeons aren't very hard. You can go through it with relative ease at any level, and there was a dungeon finder for, like, being able to get a bunch of people together, because, you need the dungeons to be able to level up and get some better gear.
Okay.
But, like, when it comes to the raids, there's a looking for group thing for the raids, and while it works if it's near the end of the expansion and everyone knows the raid, it's fine. But that thing's open from the very beginning of when the raid gets released, and you get those people who are like, okay, I'm at the gear that I need to be, I'm at the item level, let's go do this, and you're like, oh no, everyone is just toxic as fuck and no one knows how to do this. But that's why I'm glad they're doing the guided games thing. I'm really glad that they decided to do hey, you can look at all these clans that are looking for maybe 1 or 2 people and make a decision based on these clans. Because, like, if you see a clan headline that's something like...
They had an example, right? There was something about crushing noobs.
Crushing noobs with 1 grenade at a time. And I'm like,
no.
No, that's not something... That sounds like a bunch of, like, angry-ass gamer bros that are just gonna be stupid and... like, toxic, and it's like, and then, like, you see a group that's, like, looks really nice, and it's like,
oh yeah, I'm in
open to new players, and it's like, oh yeah, heck yeah, there you go, I'll do the raid with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Destiny 2 looks really fucking good.
It looks so good.
It looks like they're making a lot of really smart design decisions to, like, course correct from the first one. And just in general, like, guided games is maybe one of the smartest multiplayer design decisions I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
it
like,
really
hopefully it will work as well as it sounds.
Yeah,
but it sounds really good.
Yeah.
As far as what I've seen with Bungie's pretty good at fixing their mistakes when they make them.
Yeah.
Destiny's been really good at that. From having played the beginning and playing through Taken King, like, even just the differences between those was pretty big. And I haven't played Rise of Iron because I ran out of PS Plus and I still haven't activated my 3 months PS Plus.
The Taken King was the first expansion for Destiny, if you are not familiar.
Yeah. And the other one you mentioned is the
third, sorry, yeah. First, the first proper one, I guess.
Yeah, it very much, it completely changed the game.
It did.
It's sort of like, I haven't played much of it, but Final Fantasy XIV came out and I wasn't very good.
So that was an MMO, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they released, was that Realm Reborn, I think?
Yes.
That sounds right.
And just completely fixed the game. That's kind of what Taken King was for this. They overhauled just, like, the light system, leveling system. They put in actual work to the story.
My brain initially thought, like, the lighting. It was like, that was the big problem.
No,
sorry, it's the lighting
stuff.
No, it's like I remember what happened with, like, most people will agree of Halo 2 was probably one of the worst ones. Like, a lot of people did not like Halo 2. That was like, Halo 1, pretty good. Halo 2, Halo 3, okay, it fixed a lot of Halo 2's problems.
Right.
So it was like, Bungie's, for the most part, really good at going back and fixing things that they previously messed up. So I'm really looking forward to how they change with Destiny 2 as well. I'm really looking forward to any more Cade 6 interactions in Destiny 2 because Cade 6 is really great.
Nathan Fillion, oh my god. I can't believe he just gets to play his character in Firefly again.
Basically.
That's basically it.
And he gets his co-captain too.
Firefly is just Destiny. It's like, Firefly is Destiny and
with
Destiny
guns.
is Firefly.
Firefly is Destiny with better guns.
I do hope they actually integrate the Grimoire system into the game.
Please! I do not want to have to go to Bungie.net.
Hold this for lore. There was the button that said hold L2 for lore or something like that. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be something regarding the Grimoire stuff. Because, like, that would be great because I love the story, but it's like, you have to go off-site.
So
I'll explain the
Grimoire.
Grimoire.
For Mass Effect?
I'll explain the Grimoire. So the Grimoire, you get drops for Grimoire cards, as they're called, as you go through like different missions. Like every strike has one, every raid has one. So as you start one, you get a Grimoire card.
Okay.
You cannot read these cards in the game. You have to go to Bungie.net, where all of Destiny's kind of stuff is, and then you have a lore card that you can go through and read.
So it's like the Codex, but only in a web browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to leave the game to go read the lore about the game. It's like, I wanted lore, not a wiki.
And
This is my problem with Overwatch also.
Yeah, like
Overwatch has got the Grimoire problem.
yeah.
except it's even I would say it doesn't have the Grimoire problem. It's a totally different problem because Overwatch, it's not even standard. Here's backstory. It's you have to go digging for it. You have to actually dig hard for like the Grimoire system. It's you go to Battlenet, you go here, you got it. It's all here.
Yeah.
Overwatch, you have to go here and here and here and here and here and here. Watch these 3 YouTube videos, and you have to go read this comic, and it's like no one would know. Like when Tracer was announced as being a lesbian, like she's not bi, she's a lesbian, like straight up. It's like great representation. She's the cover up. She's the face of the game. No, it's shit representation because literally no one would know unless they read that comic. Unless they read that comic and had that one small scene with her doing stuff with her girlfriend, literally no one would, and then most people aren't going to know because a lot of people don't look at those comics.
Even from that comic, I only actually had it confirmed that yes, she's a lesbian, she's not bi, by looking at an interview from one of the
and
creators.
there was a blue text post, a forum post by one of the by a moderator who's like, yes, Tracer is gay, she is a lesbian. Like she is not bi, she is a lesbian. Her girlfriend might be bi, we're not sure, but it's like even then you wouldn't know unless you had those few things. And it's like you can't call that representation. Like you wouldn't know half the stuff about any of the story for the Overwatch unless you dug for it. At least with Destiny, the first ones, you can have it all in one space. Destiny 2, I'm really looking forward to that lore system because I love lore.
Yeah, same. Like I remember getting into Mass Effect for the first time and how they had all of the background stuff in the Codex. I could spend like, I don't know how long, if it was an hour or something reading it, but that was great, that was awesome. And they've got a lot of cool stuff buried in the Mass Effect Codex as well that doesn't really surface in the game, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
It's so much different to, I think, the Mass Effect and the Codex, because even the Codex removed, Mass Effect has quite a bit of, I guess, lore and story. Just naturally, Destiny is quite bare on that front.
Oh yeah.
Like even the Taken King, which was a massive leap forward story-wise. If you look up all the Grimoire stuff, there's probably like 20 minutes of reading, 10-20 minutes of reading. There's tons of backstory. All of it that makes it in the game is you killed this guy's son in the last raid and he's upset.
Yeah, it's like
basically like
you killed my son. How dare you?
it's like 20 minutes of
Here
backstory.
here comes my fucking space army to destroy you
For killing my son.
You killed my son. Prepare to die.
Edition.
It's Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride, but in reverse.
Yeah. Like I didn't play any of Rise of Iron. How much lore is in Rise of Iron? Like is it better?
Yeah,
way better.
Definitely.
That's good.
But yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the amount of content that will be in Destiny 2 because there are the same amount of worlds available as in vanilla Destiny, and they made a big deal during the reveal. Like, we have a new strike. I was like a new strike, just one. So I'm a little bit worried that in terms of like missions and strikes and stuff,
Like story gameplay outside of like raids and
patrols.
Like outside of that stuff, how much content is there really?
I mean, they added a bunch as time went on with Destiny 1, right? But it wasn't free.
Yeah, as parts of DLC.
It was part of DLC as part of like expansions. Like those were added. So it's like how much content is there? I mean, but even in just regular Destiny, there was a fair bit of content. Like, well,
the biggest problem
for Bungie
with
we'll say that
with a lot of the Destiny content is it was like, there's this mission and you run through this area. It's like, okay, cool. And the next mission is you're basically running through that area in reverse with slightly different objectives and voice lines. And a lot of the DLCs have been like, we've updated this strike, and it's like the same strike, kind of, but with different enemies. Or they might have changed the visuals on it a bit, but you're still running the same gauntlet, essentially, that you ran before. And I hope that in Destiny 2 there's more unique content rather than sort of the same areas reused.
It got
over and
so
over and over
annoying
again.
when you go to the moon for the first time and you spend so much time going back and forth in that main area.
Yeah.
It's the worst, and it's because it's the moon, it's barren, and it's just like, everything is the same. Please end me.
They've improved patrols a lot by the looks of it.
Oh, that's good.
So
patrols were kind of boring almost.
They sucked
they really
a lot.
sucked.
They're the things where you just sort of drop in.
Yeah.
You
It
go
was
into
an
the
open
planet
area.
and you just go, like, kill this many of this enemy. Go kill this VIP enemy who's like stronger than the rest by a little bit, or small things like that.
They were
very boring.
huge open areas, but it was very, very. The enemy spawns were very, very sparse, so you wouldn't even see enemies that often,
Right.
and there were no. Just wasn't really anything interesting to do. There were no NPCs or anything, and
That reminds me of trying to do the Taken Lieutenants. That was
Yeah.
annoying.
hopefully Destiny doesn't do as many time-gated things. A lot of the quests in Taken King, like there was a quest for an exotic sword where you had to farm materials for hours and hours to get these rare drops, and then just say you did this on a Thursday, they'd be like, okay, we have to wait till Arms Day, which is on a Wednesday, so you have to wait a full week just to progress the quest, even though...
I remember hearing about that when I was talking to my brother, who I'm sure I've mentioned has played a lot of Destiny. And yeah, that sounds like a real pain in the ass.
Yeah,
honestly.
just the artificial extending of quests really pissed me
It
off.
reminds me of, like mobile games. Where, like,
Yeah.
We're like, oh, you've used up all your lives. You have to wait 6 hours or pay $2 or something.
Yeah,
You've
that
run out
reminds
of
me of that.
stamina.
Stuff. Like, I haven't played
yeah.
them, but I know about.
Yeah, and that reminds
it's-
me actually of World of Warcraft with Warlords of Draenor. They put so much Draenor. I said.
That's right.
Warlords of Dreidel.
No, so they put so much emphasis on this garrison system. There's this thing you built up, and you could level up certain areas. You could get materials weekly and daily, and do these missions through the garrison and stuff like that. And they put so much focus on it. Everyone hated it because it was very time gated. And it was like you have you tell this thing, hey, here's this much stuff, make this much stuff with it, and you have to wait, 5 days for it to make all these materials.
Oh wow!
So it's like it helped a little bit with the economy because it made certain materials you had to go through this to be able to craft like really high level items that would further progress people to be able to do like further higher level stuff. It kind of fixed a lot of the economy issues because a lot of stuff you could just run through and farm like shit tons of it, make it all and be the max level of your skill in no time. This they slowed it down with it, but it made everything a pain.
Right.
Because you had to do it constantly. You do all of it, and then you'd have to wait a week. You do it all of it again, and you have to wait.
I mean, I kind of appreciate the set it and forget it kind of philosophy to that, because you do just kind of set that thing up and forget about it, and then
Yeah. But when it came to World of Warcraft, if you were, say, a person who was like, you had a bunch of people already at max level, or you've already gotten a lot of people to max level, and you're like, I really don't want to get my next character to max level because it takes so long. And you're like, I've done this 7 times already. Do I really want to do it an 8th time? It's like, it gets boring because you set it and forget it. But then what do you do the other rest of the week? If you're a person who spends a lot of time in World of Warcraft. When I played World of Warcraft, that was pretty much all I played. Like, that's one thing I like about RuneScape. It was an MMO. You always had something to do. You could do set and forget it stuff and still do other things. World of Warcraft was like, okay, yeah, I can do this raid on Saturday, and I kind of my set and forget stuff. But then it's like, what do I do the rest of the day? It's like I just go sit and fish and try and get this one fishing achievement. It's like it got a little boring. They fixed it apparently, but I'm done with World of Warcraft. So
fishing achievements. What is this, Nier?
Fuck fishing in video games.
Final Fantasy 15. They don't fish.
starting.
Like that's
I
fun.
hate it.
Stardew fishing is fun.
No, it's aggravating.
No, I like that they finally had a mini game that I hadn't seen before.
Well,
for fishing.
it's nice, but it's very aggravating because sometimes there's just those There's the fish that just doesn't. It's like, no. Like, you can have the best level fishing rod, you can have the best fishing stat, and it's like, the fish is... And you're like... Take it, I want to fish another
I
shit.
have a fun video game fishing story that I just remembered.
Oh, no.
So, back on the Game Boy Advance... Anybody remember the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
I had this video game on the Game Boy Advance, and it was called, God, I forget. I think it was like
Was it like a
Cabela's
big bass fishing or something?
Big Bass Hunter or Big Bass Fishing. Bass, whatever. I'm fishing for guitars.
Yeah, you're hunting for guitars and subwoofers.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting guitars.
Anyways, yeah, so this fishing story.
That was it. I had this fishing game that I got absurdly good at on the Game Boy Advance.
That reminds me of, I had one like that for the GameCube.
I don't believe you.
You just don't believe that the GameCube is a real system.
No.
Did you just never see a GameCube?
No. Never.
They were like, it was Nintendo's like biggest thing for so long.
They had the Nintendo 64 and then the Wii. There was nothing in between.
See?
So you're gonna exclude Chibi Robo? You're just gonna act like Chibi Robo never happened?
Everybody else
I have
does
no
in
idea
the
what
world.
It was a cute game. I loved it.
Custom Robo was good, and like there was a DS version of Custom Robo, so Custom Robo's legacy will live on forever.
There you go. See,
Okay.
it was on a real Nintendo console. Yes.
Super Smash Brothers?
Nobody likes Melee. Melee's a bad game.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's still one of the bigger ones, though. Until they did some fixing with Brawl. They did a bunch of like patching of a
Brawl?
few things, and then
What? Brawl? No. What? Brawl? No.
I'm so
Brawl
confused right now. What?
Brawl was like the worst version of Melee, or like worst version of Smash, except for the story mode, which fucking owned.
no, I'm saying though, like they did some fixing that made it a little better playable competitively.
How did we get to this? Fishing.
Fishing.
We got to this.
Fishing,
They were-
GameCube, then Smash.
They were hallucinating about a console that never existed.
Yeah. You know, there's something we kind of skipped.
Uh-oh.
What have you been playing?
Shit!
Yeah, what happened?
Oh,
What?
Because I'm interested. Because we got into Destiny because we've been looking at the coverage from today. But what have you been playing?
Wow.
I've never heard of that game. Tell me about it.
How do you spell that? I want to hear that.
Hold on.
I mean- I mean,
lots of P's, lots of T's, H's, and S's.
Yeah, order.
there is also just like there is a game called
I think I've got it.
I think you
Because
do.
it's at the top of my fucking Steam library.
You just open Steam, it's like Steam is screaming at you, like, calm down!
Please chill.
is that how AAA is pronounced?
VVVVV.
Hey, do you like those? You like the next generation of games?
No, it's only 3A, so it's kind of like,
Ah!
Yeah, you got to get the duration correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our games.
It's games that make you go, oh, they spook you a little. No, there's no H. It's kind of like, It's
I would have thought
games.
that had an H.
I feel like has an H.
Yeah. Is that the game you've been playing?
No.
That'd be,
This week I finished Doom on PC, which was good.
Yeah.
I mean Breath of the Wild, yes. Persona 4 Golden.
Not Persona 5.
Not Persona 5. That's actually Ashe's kind of whole thing.
You can't both play it?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, we can, but I'm also just playing Persona 4 because I haven't finished it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Ashe is getting introduced to the Persona series
You're-
through 5.
Yeah.
You're finishing a game?
I finished Doom. Will you, let me live?
The
For
joke
the
is that
second
she buys,
time, though.
She'll start a game, get like halfway through, and then buy another game. And then start that game, get halfway through, buy another game. She never finishes her games.
I don't finish games. I've been on a fairly good run, actually, since we started the show, I think.
Yeah.
But, even that, for me, there's probably been like 3 games since then. It's been
I
quite a
think- I
while.
think it
I mean,
someone
you've
who-
also just like finished big games. Like you finished Horizon.
I finished Horizon. I finished Final Fantasy X.
I was
and can't think of
proud
another
of that.
example.
No, that's like me. Like I guess that's unlike me in that like having been someone who couldn't afford many games, who only had like the same few games, you get as much playtime out of those as you can. Like
That's
Yeah.
why I like collecting trophies. Like I couldn't
yeah, exactly.
afford
yeah.
many games growing up, so it was like extra runtime of the game to try and get everything.
Yeah, so you've been playing Doom and a little bit of Breath of the Wild.
Doom, Breath of the Wild, Persona 4. Anything else?
Nier.
Only a little bit of Nier. Like not anything worth talking about.
Okay.
The systems interactions in Breath of the Wild, they're something, aren't they?
Like I think I've talked about them a little bit on the show before, but yeah, the systems interactions in Breath of the Wild continue to just fucking astonish me.
They're great.
There's so much good shit.
I still can't get over the eating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like even nice little touches to the animation. Like if you eat a bunch of items, you'll actually like alternate the hands which you're eating with. If you are just like you know how you get like really irritated when people are just like trying to jump through the world and stuff. If you actually are just like hopping, you'll change legs as you hop.
So it doesn't look like you're just like running and suddenly all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Not like Oblivion jumping through the air and you're just
No,
like,
it's-
constantly hanging there.
No, it's like an actual like Link does like a nice little
Like
skip.
he's skipping.
Yeah.
It's very very adorable.
What about you, Mark? What have you been playing? Like,
Mostly Andromeda. I did another one of the loyalty missions. They're all actually really cool.
You played a bunch of Stellaris too.
I did. So.
Oh, I
was
played
it
that too. I played that too also.
Oh, yeah. Was it the last show when you told me you thought I'd like Stellaris?
Yes.
And
It was an unreleased episode. I didn't end up releasing the last episode 40
Okay,
because
but you
there was some like quality issues.
sure. But so you told me that you thought I'd like Stellaris, and I was kind of like, I like the set dressing, but I don't know. And then I tried it, and it turns out you were right. I played a bunch of that last weekend. I haven't played any during the week though. That was cool. I've like dialed the aggressiveness of the AI way down so I can play it in a kind of a chill way, not worrying about being attacked or whatever.
Yeah.
Which has been kind of cool. Bunch of Andromeda. So yeah, I did another loyalty mission. It was cool, and my flatmate got it. So I've done multiplayer with someone I know for the first time ever in a Mass Effect game,
Right.
which has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tried a new class I'm good at. I want to try the new map they've just released, and they've also released a new class, I think, this week that I haven't picked up. I haven't unlocked yet.
Right.
And another thing which is quite cool, there's a new Humble Bundle, an indie bundle, and the highest tier thing is Owlboy, which is a beautiful game, and I've known about it for a long time. Was waiting for it to be released, then it was, and then I was waiting for it to be on sale because I'm kind of like that. And now I've finally picked it up and played it, and it's gorgeous. And the first 40 minutes or so that I've had played really well, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Did you play Shovel Knight at all?
No, I know about it, but I don't. If I've got it, I haven't played it. I don't think I've got it.
No. Yeah. I think it's a platformer, kind of similar to Owlboy, but like more tuned towards like NES kind of art.
Yeah,
style.
it's more retro than just pixel art retro, right? It's,
Yeah.
It's 8-bit kind of.
cool.
Sweet. How about you, Autumn? What are you up to?
Minecraft as always. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always playing Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Always playing Minecraft.
Is it vanilla Minecraft?
No,
or mod Minecraft?
no, modded Minecraft. Like
Yeah?
my main thing is like I've been slowly working through it. It's called Project Ozone 2. It's a very big tech mod. Well, it's Project Ozone 2 Reloaded. There was a Project Ozone, and then they made Project Ozone 2 Reloaded. And I'm in a mode called Kappa mode, which is
Kappa mode.
Kappa mode.
Is that a
Not-
just mode
not-
for streamers?
No. It's called Kappa mode because in the way the quests in this are done, it's like the Greek letters, like the names, the names of each quest line are
So it's
labeled as the Greek letters.
The Greek letter Kappa.
It's
Right.
it's
Not the
it's
Twitch
written out, but
emote,
it's not
Kappa.
the actual. It's not the actual letter, but it's written out as Kappa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you have like Kappa is one of the big ones because it's if anyone who plays Minecraft, who's played modded Minecraft, there's a thing called Project E, and it works with a thing called EMC, which is basically equivalent exchange in Minecraft. You give it a bunch of items and you can create more items, and it's working with alchemy. And yes, it's basically
Full Metal
It's
Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist in Minecraft. Not really that though, but no, like basically it's like you can like say you have a big recipe for something and you're tired of making it, feed it a bunch of an item, make that item. They'll just duplicate the item for you.
Okay,
So
so
you
it's
never
like
have to make it again.
like an automation thing.
In a way, kind of, but it's like very late game stuff. So it's like you've already gone through a lot of automation.
Yeah.
In Kappa mode, which anyone who plays Minecraft would know who's played modern Minecraft pretty much knows about something called Greg Tech. This was a
Greg Tech.
Greg Tech. That was
Greg Tech.
It was Greg. It was the person named Greg something. But
Greg
Greg
Tech rules, okay.
No, so basically, what the main tech mods way back were IC2, Industrial Craft 2. You had your Applied Energistics 1, now it's Applied Energistics 2, and you had Thermal Expansion and a couple others. Greg Tech made all the recipes for the thing super hard. You had to do a lot of farming where a bucket is 3 iron ingots. You had to make a forge hammer that was a string and two iron, 2 sticks, and you had to make those into iron plates, and then you had to use the iron plates to make the bucket. And it was like, it made recipes more advanced. So this Kappa mode is basically a new Greg Tech. It's making all the tech mods way harder. I've put countless hours into this thing.
So you've it's like a more challenging mode.
It's a way more challenging mode. Something that normally is like, okay, I made this and it's done. I could go through this. If I played this mod pack normally, I would have been done with it already. I am halfway through it, and I've put in over 100 hours.
Do you have to rely really heavily on documentation to know what all the recipes are for something? Like
No, there's a mod that's NEI, not enough items. It basically has a list. You can search up the item or search mods specifically, and you can click on the item, and it'll show you the crafting recipe.
Oh,
as
nice.
well as for like some things don't have crafting recipes because it requires like a certain setup of like stuff. Like there's an infusion thing you have to do with one mod. You have to have like thing here, and you have to do a bunch of stuff. Those they have their own guides. They have their own guidebooks, and you can look through the guidebook and stuff.
In game?
In game.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
in game. Like Draconic Evolution has this Draconic tablet that you have to make, and it's like a big list of all the different rituals and other things like that you have to do.
Because I remember playing Minecraft, and I mean, I played vanilla Minecraft, so there's not that many recipes, but still, like, I'd go and I'd be looking stuff because it's like, oh shit, how do you make a gate now? It's changed or something.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Like it used to be like, oh, a fence was 6 sticks. Now it's 4 sticks and 2 planks, or it's 4 planks and 2 sticks. It's like I would get them to switch up. Which one's the gate? Which one's the fence?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So it's always nice to have that stuff in game.
Exactly.
Kind of like we were talking before about the
fantastic.
Grimoire stuff for Destiny, right?
Yeah.
It's nice when you don't
And the
have
best
to
thing
alt tab.
is these things like NEI and things like that. There's a one called Wayla, which is when everyone uses what am I looking at. Those are client side. They're not server side. So if you can play on a server that's vanilla and put those in, and it's basically you can have them and still play on the server because it's like they're client side. It's like now you go like, okay, you're looking at things. It's like this is a grass block. This is a dirt block. This is a coarse dirt block. Things like that. It makes it a lot. It's quality of life stuff. But no, so Minecraft. Playing a lot of Stellaris.
Yeah.
First time I played it, I put 8 hours into it.
Yeah, I think 5 was my first session. So I started it because Mass Effect had an update, and I thought, oh, I've installed Stellaris. I'll open it up and I'll make an alien species and just see what that process is like. And then it turned into, oh, I'll see what the tutorial's like. And then it's like,
oh, I'll see how it.
Yeah. And then it was 4:30, and I put 5 hours into it.
Yeah, like I played it for 7-8 hours the first time. I've already put 20 hours into the game.
Yeah, I think
and
I've got
played
11.
it 3 times. I have put 20 hours in 3 sessions.
Time flies when you're playing that game.
Oh, I know. It's a great game. Like it's one of the few RTSs I play. I don't play RTS games. I'm not great at them. I love Stellaris.
I'm
love it.
the same. They
I am
tend to stress
shit,
me
so-
out. This one hasn't stressed me out that much, so it's been
And then I beat Horizon recently. I still have to go through and plat it. I'm close to platting. It'll be my first platinum, which is nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Nier. Nier was. I need to get back into playing that because holy shit, Nier is great.
Nier is very good.
Nier is very good.
Nier is very good. I am very, very gay for 2B, but that's another thing. And then I got back into Diablo 3. I picked up Diablo 3 again. It's been fun. I missed it. Like I've said it before on the last time I visited you guys when you had you were doing something. It was me, Jess, and Harley.
Yeah.
I said the Diablo franchise is one of my favorite game series ever. I can come back to it no matter what. Like I've started and quit RuneScape and World of Warcraft tons of times. I'm pretty done with those. I'm done with them. Diablo, I'm never going to be done with it. I love dungeon crawlers. I love Torchlight 2. I love this. There was this one game called, it was a really old dungeon crawler. I don't know the name of it now.
Dungeons?
No. It was very toony. It was very cartoony. And the whole thing of it was the
Rift?
Was it called Rift?
Was it Rift?
I don't know. There was you do this fishing thing and get these things that transformed your pet into.
I don't know if it was.
Wait,
And there was like
that's something that happens in Torchlight, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, it is in Torchlight. That is in Torchlight as well. But there was this.
but-
Old, it was old. It was very cartoony. It
I
was
think
like
it might have been Rift.
I think it's Rift, and like the whole dungeon thing. The whole thing of it was there was this guy that was invading, and you had to go down, and it was a one single dungeon. It wasn't like you went around like in Diablo or Torchlight where you go through different areas. It was one giant dungeon that you kept progressing through.
Like Diablo 1.
No, Diablo 1 was kind of like you went other places. This was literally you go
Wasn't Diablo 1 just you're going down beneath the cathedral?
a little bit, but there's a
I
little,
haven't
there's,
played it.
there's,
so-
there's more to it.
Okay.
But in this, it was literally like you go into this dungeon, you get to like level 3, you get some gear, you go back to town, turn in some quests and stuff like that you had to do, some some things, get some notoriety, which will allow you to buy more items, and you can go down. You can go to maybe you might get to level 10, and you have to keep going. And there was a mode you could turn on, which was an infinite mode, which it wasn't infinite. It went down to like 999, but you could cheat it by setting. There was a thing like you set something to do something, and you would set yourself to instantly go to a certain level in the dungeon, and you would be able to pick up like 500 million coins in one pile drop. And you can go back to town and buy all the levels of fame that you needed to buy, and then you get high super level items at your level, like really good gear, and you could get to like level 90 in just off level 1. It was ridiculous. But no, that's what I've been playing.
Ash, what
Ash,
have you
what have
been
you been
playing?
Oh gosh.
Wait. Hey, Ash. What you playing?
Oh. Yes.
I don't get it.
There
It's
used to
a
be
reference to
a video
a...
series called
yeah.
Hey Ash, What You Playing?
It's the same Ashley Birch who plays
Oh,
Aloy in
I
Horizon
think
and stuff.
it's Ashley Birch and Anthony Birch, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Anthony Birch, the writer
Borderlands
on
2.
Borderlands 2 and
Prequel.
Well, okay,
Also.
how about this though?
Hmm?
Is her Ash ASH or ASHE? Ours is ASHE.
I don't think there's an E
So we're
on
better.
this one.
We have 4 letters. No, we're not better. We're not saying we're better. You guys are good.
A lot of Persona 5.
Like a lot of Persona 5.
Ever since I got here, Jess has been bugging me to play it, and I was kind of like, I don't know, it sounds weird and bad.
It's weird.
You did the one thing.
Mhm.
The horrible, horrible thing.
The horrible thing?
Uncharted 4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You also
They don't spoil
you did
anything if they
platinum that.
No,
Hey.
she platinumed
Yeah.
it.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah, I have, I think, 50 platinums on PS4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus
I am-
Christ.
I'm a
She's-
nightmare.
She's an achievement.
That's more than I have trophies.
Well,
That's only because you've had a PS4 for a
No,
grand
no,
total
like
of a few
you
months.
can probably include PC achievements in that.
I
Like,
should,
need
I
to aim for
should
them.
check
so.
you up on that.
I mean, like, I'll have ones from just like I played the story and you get 6 from doing the
Oh,
story
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of thing.
for sure.
But like, aside from that, I don't get many.
yeah.
I don't aim for many. But
Trophy
wow.
hunting's a weird thing. Sometimes it will improve a game, like with the Dark Souls games, because, like, the trophies for that are just basically do everything for the most part. Just
Like, go see all the covenants and stuff,
see all the
right?
covenants, rank up the covenants,
Yeah.
beat all the bosses and stuff, get all
It's
the
like a
rings.
progression type trophies.
Yeah, like get
And
all.
then there's Uncharted 4.
Well, there's a lot of collectibles. It's like get all the rings, all the spells and stuff. But what makes that worthwhile is the story of the Dark Souls and Bloodborne games are told mostly through item descriptions.
Mhm.
Mm.
So
Do you see
if-
more of that?
yeah, exactly. If there weren't trophies, I probably wouldn't have tried to get everything in that game. But because I did, I got the most full experience of the story.
Right.
And then there's like Uncharted 4, which
Does
Those
this
dolphins.
have, like, kill a lot of enemies, kind of trophies or something. Or...
Well, there is actually one in that called Ludonarrative Dissonance, which is really cool. But no, it's like basically finish it on crushing and then beat it another 6 hours and get all 150 collectibles and
get 3 dolphins to follow your boat.
Oh yeah. There's a level where you're in a boat. It's a really, really, it's such a gorgeous game. It's, I think, possibly the best looking game out there right now.
I wouldn't disagree.
Okay.
It's gorgeous.
I've played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4 is
4
beautiful.
is beautiful.
There's a photo mode in 4, right?
Me, please.
No,
Yes.
but there's just there's a
good.
bit
Let's
where
say
And in 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'll say there better be 1 in 4, because holy shit, 4 is gorgeous. Like,
yeah,
Uncharted 4 is gorgeous.
yeah, there's just there's a bit where you're in a boat and you can like drive around and stuff. It's really nice.
Does it play the song
Does it play the song?
when you're on a boat?
I'm on the boat! That one?
Lonely Island is playing in the background. And there are these basically RNG dolphins that you have to get to follow the boat, and it's just horrible. It took me over an hour.
Have you ever been out on a boat in the ocean, like, and you know how there's always dolphins will come around and they'll jump next to the boat?
Always.
Always in video
Always.
games.
Well, no, it happened, like, every time I've ever gone, like, out on a boat, like, really far ocean, there's always, like, 1 or 2 dolphins that always, then they'll come and they'll do it for a little bit and then they'll go away. Always happens.
My family has a boat. Doesn't always happen. I tell you
Is
that.
it a big boat, though?
No.
Okay. When the bigger the boat, the more often it happens. Like,
Okay.
it tends to be. Like,
Sorry, I'm just like, the bigger the boat, the more often it is so to catch all the dolphins.
no, so, but like, yeah, you have to get these 3 dolphins to follow you, and they're RNG. So it's like, you don't, like, easily see them. I was trying to help you out. I was like,
Yeah.
there's one, no, that's just a rock.
Yeah.
So it's like, once it starts following you, it just keeps following you?
Yeah, unless you go too fast, then you can lose it and you need to find it again. Yeah, found that out the hard way.
Right. Great.
We also platted Battlefield.
Yeah, I got Battlefield.
That
1
was
as well.
annoying because you had to revert to a legacy version.
Yeah, because they updated it and made one of the trophies basically impossible to get.
Literally impossible.
How?
Because they
What?
changed the damage that AA guns do, and there's a section where you need to kill.
30 of them in, like,
I don't think it's. I think
No,
it's like
it's
10 of them in like
12
30
and 30 seconds.
something
I
like
think it was
that, and it's.
the damage output went so little, it was impossible. I tried for like 40 minutes to get it while Ashe ran and grabbed some lunch from the mall one time. I'm like, I'm losing my fucking mind.
I got Titanfall 2 as well. I think it's come up a couple of times on this
Yeah, you
podcast.
goddamn maniac.
Wait, you
The-
say you got Titanfall 2? You mean you got
The
Platinum?
Platinum. Yeah, the Pilot's
Wow.
You
Gauntlet
goddamn
thing,
maniac.
like Horizon. I'm working on Final
I'm
Fantasy
close to
10.
Horizon. I can't wait to get
Oh,
Horizon.
yeah.
You might appreciate how horrible this is. Final Fantasy X, you need to complete the sphere grid on every character.
Fuck off.
And not just like... I needs to be said.
Get me here!
Needs to be said. Not just fill in the ones that are already available, like Agility
All
plus
the
2,
empty
all
nodes.
of the empty
The
nodes.
fuck?
And again, like actually fill them in with like get new spheres, like fortune sphere, so turn it to a plus 10 luck.
There aren't that many.
You have to grind,
Jeez.
like the monster
Yeah.
hunting stuff.
Yeah. Do you have to also beat the Uber bosses and stuff?
Yeah, I've already beaten. I think both of
Because
them.
my only memory of them is, oh, I'll go back to this place. That'll be fun. Oh no, here's a super boss that just killed everyone by dealing over 10 times the upper damage limit before
Yeah.
you could do anything.
Well, my characters, I think Tidus, Waka, and Riku all do.
Riku.
You say it,
Now-
you say Titus the wrong way.
I've said Tidus like my entire life, and I thought I was wrong, but Jess has informed me that's actually how it's pronounced.
That's
apparently.
correct. Okay,
Okay, but no one's gonna.
Listen, okay.
You say Titus, and it's like.
let's settle this. It's the canonical way to say it. Is it the correct way to say it? Probably not.
Well, see, here's the thing.
The canonical way to say GIF is GIF GIF is GIF, but no one uses GIF. Who the fuck says GIF?
Here's
It's
the thing.
GIF.
In the actual games, it's never said out loud. It's only in other things like
Yeah,
Dissidia
it's in
that
other
it's said.
things, but that like
So you'll never
it's
bloody
canon
convince me
within the
that
Final Fantasy
it's the wrong way.
universe.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
sorry.
yeah, the super bosses, there is a way to just kill them in one hit. If you want.
Well, I won't be able to.
Well, no, I mean like Yojimbo. the summon.
Oh, right, yeah, but how many times do you have to save and load and save and load and save and load and save
well,
and
there's
load
actually
and save and load and save and load and save and load and save and load
There's
and save
actually...
and load and save and load. Like a lot, right?
No.
Really?
There's a hidden relationship stat with him.
Like you give him lots of money and it's more likely to happen, right?
Lots of chocolate.
Well, basically, it will increase or decrease based on the attack he does.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever he starts at a base of 120 something, maybe. Every
Because
time.
it's like if you pay him no money and dismiss him, he hates you for it and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and like, if he dies,
Yeah.
like, you'll lose it. But, like, if he does Zen Moto, you can consider that, like, +4 to his thing. And once you max it, you can basically get him to do it whenever you want. So
I thought, because there's also the stat that every enemy has that makes it easier or harder, and the bosses all
Yeah.
have, like, the hardest one to get it.
yeah, well, I killed Penance on first hit.
What's penance?
It's the super boss.
Oh, I didn't even
So
know
after
it
you beat all the
existed.
Dark Aeons,
Fuck,
then there's the
there's
one
one.
above that. Also,
Okay.
like Titus, whatever, Walker and Riku will do 99,999 damage.
Are
But,
you
I mean,
sure
by the time you get to that point,
Riku
yeah.
in this game? Because Riku is Kingdom Hearts.
Riku's a girl in this game. She's, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts has made Final Fantasy just indecipherable.
Dodge 200 consecutive lightning strikes.
No.
Finish the Chocobo race with a time of 0.00.
No.
How?
I
What?
did. Well,
It's you get bonuses
garbage.
kind of things. Like, you have to hit all the balloons and not get hit by any of the birds. It's,
and that is also RNG, where the balloons fall and
Oh,
where the
fuck, I
birds.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I knew the birds were, but, like, the control scheme is awful.
It's terrible. It's not meant to be
And you
played
you
like
already platted this?
But as well, the thing is,
on
like,
my way.
even if I was to try to one-hit those bosses, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I can't survive long enough to have a turn.
Right. Okay.
That's the thing.
Fair.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty big problem, in
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. They're just too fast and they kill me in one hit.
But
I,
yeah.
I will say, we deviated a little.
We did. What
Anything
was
else?
I?
Right,
What?
yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
well-
say any, did I?
Yeah,
Persona 4.
Persona 4,
Persona 5.
yeah,
Yeah.
five,
yeah.
5.
I initially-
Yeah, sorry.
Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah. Well, Persona, like, I initially didn't even want to play it. I was like, Jess has been trying to get me to play it since I got here. I was like, oh, it seems kind of whack. And it's like,
It's completely
She's
whack.
still bugging me
This-
to play it.
Play Persona 5!
I was
No!
like, I don't want to play this weird, like, visual novel anime high school RPG. But it's quickly become one of my favorite games. It's very, very good. Yes. There's a talking cat. And
There's a talking cat. It's very good.
Named Morgana.
Okay.
It's a boy.
very good.
Okay.
Boy cat. But also, like,
It
extremely
can't
good.
be. Like the voice, and it's like, no, Morgana, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, I've never cared about trying to get perfect stats on, like, Pokemon or anything.
Yeah.
but-
Jesus Christ, you're fucking Mandrake.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
What?
so
She has a persona that has like 33 luck, and all the rest of it's 2 strength, 3 magic. Like, it's like, oh, and then it like goes into luck, and it's like, and basically,
There's, it's like
it's also like a super weak persona. Like, you've got this like level 3 persona that you've leveled up to level 14, and you've been merging other personas with it to steal all of their luck.
so basically she has a money farming persona.
Yeah.
If you cast Confuse on a boss enemy, it will just throw out money.
I mean, that's just like real life.
yeah.
Can we
Pretty
confuse
much.
Donald Trump over and over and over again until he has no more money? Wait, he's in the White House. He is confused.
The whole thing is fucking confused right now.
But yeah, the other one was Breath of the Wild, which I also started playing here. I mentioned earlier, but just the way the systems interact with the game is just
It's
amazing. Like, if it's wooden, it can be set on fire. Like, you can set the ground on fire. If it rains, all the fires will get put out. Like,
I'm just remembering when you
Ah.
put the torch. She puts a torch. Well, it's like a wood spear in the fire. Turns around to go light something, and as soon as 3 steps, it starts raining, and it instantly goes out.
yeah, when it rains, you can't climb things because they become slippery, and like, You have to watch out in storms because if you're wearing metal equipment, you'll be struck by lightning.
I've definitely had like panicked moments
Yeah.
where I have had to very quickly figure out what the fuck I'm wearing that's metal and just strip it off of my body before I get electrocuted. Because like you start getting like sparks building up around your body before you get hit. So it's like, heads up, you're gonna
Yeah,
get
and if
hit.
you're wearing metal armor, if you get hit by like a lightning arrow or something like that, it basically takes almost all your health in one go. Like, you were trying to do something, and I kept watching you constantly just get by one arrow, half a heart left. Like, just...
Yeah, and like the way people are solving some of the puzzles are just...
Okay.
It's amazing. Like, I saw a video of a guy who scaled a tower. It's like a Ubisoft climb it to reveal the map tower. And he cut down a tree, froze it with stasis in midair, like, kept hitting it to like increase the inertia.
Yeah, I told you about this.
So yeah, stasis objects when they're frozen store kinetic energy, and then when the stasis ends, that energy happens, and then put a bomb underneath it, exploded that to change direction of a log.
Yeah,
Jumped on the log.
the last hit that you make on a stasis object
Determines
will
the
like
direction.
determine the direction. So if you needed to change the direction slightly, you could give it one last like correcting hit.
But it still maintains all the
Oh,
stored
Yeah,
energy.
it'll
Yeah.
still maintain all the existing velocity.
Jumped on it, and then it launched him up to the top of the tower. Just hang glided to it without having to climb it.
That's really
There was
It's
actually
so
a puzzle
cool.
system, like a puzzle that we ran into that required us to interact with, like, basically a strongman puzzle where we had to use stasis to launch this block up and then detonate another bomb on top of it. And then that opens the rest of the path. So what I was doing was, like, I was hitting it with my sword, and, like, my swords were breaking and my spears were breaking, and I'd get enough velocity and I'd have to detonate the circle bomb that I rolled under it, and then detonate the square one that was placed on top of it. I fucked up the timing so much, only to later discover that the circle bomb that I had been putting under this fucking thing the whole time had been giving me enough inertia to just launch me up to where I needed to be.
You didn't even need to break all your
I
weapons.
didn't need to break all my fucking weapons. I just needed to actually just use the bomb.
I remember seeing one thing. And it was a clip from one of Narcissa's streams. She had to do. I think it was she was doing something like that, and she was building up the speed, and she jumped on it and and then it blew up, and then she fell and was just like slowly falling. She's just going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, and it just keeps falling. So like 15 seconds of her just going, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. It's like I've seen some hilarious stuff with people trying to build up object speed and then use coasting with it, and then like something happens halfway there, and all of a sudden the object like disintegrates or something happens, and like they're like, well, there goes Link, bye Link.
I've surfed on some like big flat rocks, and I've mentioned that before on the show. That is a good time.
It definitely seems like the truest version of, like, you see that mountain? You can go there. Like, you can do anything. It seems the truest version of that sort of open world mantra that I've seen in the game.
Yeah.
Also has Hot Bird Boys. So
Hot Bird Boys.
there's also that. Cast is very good.
Cost is very good.
A
good
wonderful
play.
big buff macaw. That's not a macaw. He's not a parrot because he doesn't have zygodactyl feet.
I noticed this yesterday. It bugged me.
He's chicken feet. But plays an accordion, big musical boy, very sweet. Name is Cass.
You're making me think now of the weird animal people that are only there in the background of Final Fantasy X, playing musical instruments, and no one really acknowledges them. And they're just there.
I'm sure they're costumes, but I'm not sure.
I don't think they are.
Like it's
Well, I mean, Final
that
Fantasy
makes,
XII
oh my god,
just
that kind of gives a horrible implication. It makes it sound like they stole these people away from their civilizations to use them for entertainment.
Final Fantasy XII just has like bunny people.
It does.
Well, yeah, it does.
There's this
They're
funny
very
thing I
good.
saw online. You should if you can find it. It's very good. It's like something that Cass meets himself. Someone takes the time to they move Cass from one location.
So this is the bird person.
This is the bird boy.
The bird boy everyone fawns over. Like they take Cass from one direction, in one area, and they move him.
I didn't know he was a member of One Direction.
Hey, I mean, Harry Styles just branched out to do his own thing. Cass is just
took
coming.
place. Great voice. Birds have good voices. No, they take Cass and they move from one area like way across like a huge area to a desert, and they move him. And it took it took them like over an hour to move because
How do you move him?
You
just
can
nudging
just
it, like
nudge him.
rolling
Oh.
into him a bunch of times. So they nudge him a little
Yeah.
bit. They sped it up in the video, and
Yeah.
they played. Oh, what was it? They wasn't running in the 90s. They played over it.
I think he said it was running in the
Was
90s.
it running in the 90s?
I think it was running
They-
in the 90s.
They put song over it, and it was very funny. And they had like no, it was the F-Zero theme.
Oh shit, you're right, it was.
the F-Zero theme, and they put like a speed limit. It was 0.1 kilometers an hour, and like they moved him like super far, and then they had Cass and this other Cass.
Yeah,
staring
because
at each other.
all
So it was
of
just more
the
than
characters are at fixed locations, so you could make if you push
If you
them
push
far
hard
enough.
you can make them meet each other. So puts them next to each other, goes over like this shows that Link has literally no object permanence. Looks at them, goes behind a crate, ducks to the right of you, pops back up. There's only one there. It's like, he murdered the other one. That's very good though.
Breath of the Wild is a great game.
It's
It
very
reminds me of in Horizon where you meet a character and then you go away and you do some stuff and then they show up and they're like, oh yeah, I was there but now I'm here. It's like, cool. And you go back there and they're still there. And you go back here and they're still here. And it's like, come on, you couldn't figure out to take them away from here?
Now, which is
What
the
did you-
truth?
Yeah.
No.
No one ever even seems to notice that
That's
it's
the
two
thing
of
about
this
so
guy.
many
for a little
games where
bit.
it's like someone's like, I'm gonna meet you at this place. Like they go, you can either come with me or meet me there. I do this in Skyrim and stuff like that. And like if you choose to go with them, they will run the entire way there. Like however long it takes.
I thought they keep pace with you if you go with them.
If you go, well, they kind of keep their own pace, but it's slow enough that you can run faster than them. And you have to slow down a little
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they'll fight anything that comes in the way.
Mm.
But if you fast travel to a point near where it's at, like you say, I'll meet you there, and it's like even if you ran there by yourself, if you said I will meet you there, they will be here. They will stay there and kind of walk slowly and not let go of any direction. If you say I'll meet you there, you can go there by horse. You can go there however you want. They will already be there. It's like how? How did you get there from me? It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. So it's like, in Horizon, there was a deal, like, I was helping someone with, like, a side quest, and, like, can you help me get to this place? You know, there was some stuff in the way, and, like, you help them, and, like, suddenly it's like they jump, like, a huge area forward, and it's like, wait, how did you... It's terrible. I hate games that do that. It's like it breaks the scene.
Has there been an open world game with a better story than Horizon?
Red Dead Redemption had a really good story.
Which game?
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I never
I
played
won't
it.
say if it's better. I won't say it's better than Horizon. I really liked Horizon's story.
Horizon's is fucking good.
But it had another good story for an open world game.
Okay.
I like Watch Dogs 2's story. I can't
it's
speak.
alright.
I can't speak to Horizon.
I do prefer Horizon's story. I
Yeah.
really, really liked Horizon's
The
story.
only other game I can think of personally that had a story that I liked, that like was kind of open worldish.
Mm.
I mean, would you consider Infamous Second Son open world?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fairly open
That's
world.
open
That's an
world.
open world.
It's open world enough. Like that had a really good. I like the story of that. It was really fun, and it had some
Wasn't
really
too
good.
bad.
And the fact that you could
I
like
got that platinum.
Huh? Fuck off. No, so and I love Infamous because of all like you can choose to be good or bad, and you can choose decisions for certain people and still maintain goodness, but maybe be bad towards this one person or something like that, depending on stuff like that. And that was really nice because it really did affect outcome of gameplay, and the story through it, like depending on how you go, it's really versatile while still having a somewhat linear path, and it was really nice. I wouldn't say it's anywhere comparable to Horizon though, but it's probably the only one I can think of that has a pretty good one of games that I've played personally.
Yeah. All right.
Minecraft story mode.
And also, you got back into Overwatch.
Yes, I got back into Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I've been playing that a lot recently too. Of course, always.
I know.
You were
Like-
so convinced that you were
I
done
was
with it.
too. And like,
She almost gave me her account to use as an alt account,
I
and
very
she
much-
didn't.
yeah, I held off.
And obviously, she got back into Overwatch.
Yeah. Showing once again, I have no resolve. Overwatch. I've returned to it, I've climbed about 300 points in my season ranking with the season ending.
That's the opposite of what I've done. I've dropped about 400 points from my season high.
Yeah, no, it's...
I haven't touched Diamond since I last got Diamond.
Yeah, I've been on a winning streak since I got back in. So
Good.
I think maybe actually the break
There
is...
must be balance in the universe.
Yeah, I mean like...
You're stealing it from me! Quit Overwatch again!
I think that I have... I've benefited from the break, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like... In terms of gaming skill, even, like, having the opportunity to go play other games for a while and having the incentive to do so, like, it's been good and given me some more versatile experiences and even, like, helped improve reactions, helped improve how I play games in general. So going back to Overwatch has been a refreshing experience now that I'm actually back in it.
And hearing you play, like, you, for the most part, seem to have not had many toxic people, it seems.
Well,
Like compared to how it usually is. Like, for me, I've been on a losing streak because of toxic people. Like, I had a guy who was constantly, like, berating our team just because, not because we did anything wrong, just to do it.
And you're
literally
reporting these fools, right?
I report people anytime I can. If they do something that's against the rule, I report them. If they are abusive in chat, I
mean, apparently that system's gotten better, and I like the system's also gotten more clear too.
Well, I got more clear. They added a lot more stuff, and they said like this is not like poor teamwork. Poor teamwork is not giving constructive criticism or telling someone to play another hero. That is not poor teamwork. So you can't report someone for doing that. But like, I contacted Blizzard customer support on this because the amount of transphobic comments that comes out of there, I have never been attacked for being a trans woman in my life until I started playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
I have been attacked over a dozen times for this, and it sucks. And I've never had that in any other game. And it's like, they only do it because they make assumptions based on my voice. And I know I don't have a dominant voice, but it's like, I've never had that in any other game. I contacted Blizzard customer support 3 times. The 3rd time is when he finally answered me. And it's like, thank you, and it's a very cookie-cutter response. So I'm like, and it's like, at the higher levels, it doesn't matter where you get. You always have those toxic players. But it's like, I'm glad that it seems you've had less toxic players compared to normal, because I've been having all of them. It's like, I think I took them all from you.
Thank fuck. But also not.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Like, it's...
That's why I never played with voice in that game, because like I don't at all sound feminine, so I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Gaming is a toxic stew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bad.
That's why I like playing 6 stacks though, because when you have even not even 6 stacks, just like 3 or 4 stack.
6 sticks.
Six people in a group, because it's 6v6.
Okay.
So 6 stack is, everyone's in a party together.
All stacked up.
All stacked up in a group. Having that makes it a lot better because you're less likely to come into toxic groups. And if you even if you're just playing with one other person, you're less likely to be queued with solo queuers.
It's that Destiny philosophy. Like it's an example of why that Destiny stuff should work.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. Because I've gotten of course you can be in a 5 stack and get a solo queuer who throws the game completely because they do not work with the team at all and don't do anything. But that's why I prefer not solo queuing, because when you don't solo queue, you have teams that know how to work together, and you're more likely to be... I mean, that's not saying that, I've had games where I've been in a 6 stack and lost to a game of all solo queuers, all lower ranked than us, because they just did something better than us. And that's fine. But it's like, it's... The communication is really key, and everyone's, I try to be that person that's like, someone starts getting toxic, try to be the mediator and try and be positive, because the more positive you are, the more likely your team is going to win. Like some of the top pro players say, how do you get to your rank? Be nice. As fucking hard as it is, be nice. Just compliment even if the healers are just doing their job, compliment them. Someone gets a kill, compliment them. Even if they kill them after only having 2 HP, like they only has 2 HP, compliment them. Makes them feel good. Makes you do better.
It's also the raid.
Morale is important.
Morale, yeah.
It's also the raid philosophy in Destiny. Like, the one rule you should always have when you're raiding is don't get angry at people or it'll just fall apart. That's
in any raid philosophy.
Yeah, because
just watch Leroy Jenkins if you don't know. That's a very common one. Watch Leroy Jenkins.
Well,
you will understand.
That's a little
God
bit different.
damn it, Leroy.
That's a little bit different, but like Especially when you're first starting a raid, things will get down to like seconds before a white mechanic happens, and if you start yelling at people, it's all over.
I remember I was doing the most recent Uprising event thing that Overwatch had.
That was a player versus
It was
environment.
a player versus AI.
Fight against the AI.
Fighting against AI. It was really cool, and like apparently it was extremely popular. And Blizzard is thinking of possibly introducing a permanent AI versus human thing.
Cool.
It was really cool, and like you could lose, and it would actually say like AI, the null sector win, because null sector was like the bad omnic people. But like I remember we did it on Legendary. Fucking hard. There was more win percentage for the AI than there was for human players because everyone was trying to do it on Legendary because you get certain sprays and stuff like that the more you go up. We did it on Legendary, and being a Mercy main, healer main, we were totally fine. Look over here, we're gonna do this no problem. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, we're all good. Everyone's full health. All of a sudden, everyone dies. I'm by myself. And I got I died too. I died after I got the last kill. So it counted. Because the enemy uses a projectile, mine's a projectile too. I shot the last headshot. It was like, dink, dink, dink. Last headshot, they get the kill after I died, so it counted. We're all like, oh, yeah! And like, if we would have been mean to this one person who was queued with us, because it was me and two friends and then a random person, if we would have been mean to that person for any reason, or like, if we weren't like constantly like being nice to them,
It wouldn't have worked.
it wouldn't have
Right?
worked.
Yeah.
Like, because like they were, it's like you gotta be nice to people.
I remember seeing an infographic about that particular event, actually. Legendary had a 0.2% win rate.
Wow.
With, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of matches played.
It's
0.2% win rate in Legendary. Like, even easy was like 45%. So, like,
That's
most
pretty
people were not winning.
because it was long. Like you had to do 3 checkpoints, then you had to defend. Each one you'd have to stay at this certain point while it hacked the system, and then after that you'd have to protect this payload.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Hack the cheerleader. Save the world. And then you'd have to protect this payload while it booted up and everything was ready, because it's a bomb that is going to be used to breach the null sector to like really go in and finally bring down their main system. And then you have to protect that for 3 or 4 minutes, and it gets increasingly harder because then you have a bunch of bastions and these big bomb things that do massive chunks of damage to the thing, and then they do more and more damage and stuff like that the higher level you get. And like it ended up being there was these strategies to do Legendary. You would just let the big bomb thing blow up, but you would do it where Reinhardt charge. You would let it get to you because it gets to the thing, it heats up and explodes, and it has a time limit. So you get on Ryan and you charge it away from the point, and it blows up away from the point, and you pin it to a wall. You put it in your shield, and it blocks the damage. You take like no damage. It protects the cart. It's blown up because it takes too long to kill it. It has so much up you can't kill it. So all these strategies to protect this, and you have to deliver the payload. And then you have to blow it up, and then you have to go through and kill 4 of these OR-14 NS robot things.
Names. Don't need names. Give us general.
That's fun.
Bug horse robot.
Bug horse robot.
You have to kill 4 of them, and that's how it ends. So it's like, it was difficult. And doing it on Legendary, I tried it. We tried it hundreds of times. Did it lots. We did it a lot.
Wow.
And it's hard, but you get those little tiny strategies set up. Like you leave the first point early, have 2 people go set up at the next point, and it makes it a lot easier. Certain places you can stand, and it'll prevent a couple bits of spawning, so you don't have stuff spawn behind you. It makes it harder to deal with the other people because someone has to leave, so the other people have to fend off. But it works. There was a glitch though that someone did. They found out if you stand in a certain spot at a certain time, nothing will spawn for the entire payload section. We have to protect it.
Right.
So if you do a certain thing right at that point, you can stand there, and for those 3 minutes, you can just sit there. And it's because that's one of the hardest parts right there. That part is one of the hardest parts of the entire thing, is protecting that payload, because those bomb things do so much damage. So you just stand there, and it's like...
It just takes one person to mess up too. And
Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, like, oh my god, I remember one time, had a friend on the little dwarf Torb, guy who builds turrets, go off somewhere to repair his turret, because he had it set up in a certain place. Soon as he left, no one else was getting armor anymore, because he wasn't putting out armors. They all died. Like, it was like, ah.
The most comparable thing to that I had to do was was in Destiny. There's a trophy for, like, again, you're doing it for the achievement,
it's
right?
achievements,
Was you have to complete a raid without dying.
Oh god, I hate you like that.
And I just did not trust anyone, so I did it by myself.
That's like me in like any game where I'm playing with other people, and there's the possibility of a random person. Me and my friends always go, okay, you're on this person because we know you're good on this person. We trust you to be on this person. We're not letting anyone else do it because we don't know if they're going to be able to do it or not.
It reminds me of playing Little Big Planet, where some of the costume pieces you can only get by acing a level when you finish without dying. But it's like if you do it with anyone else,
you can't guarantee.
You've got like twice as much chance of dying.
Yeah, you can't guarantee that they're going to stay alive. So it's like
do it one at a time because
it's
just got way better chance of no one dying.
All right, I think that is going to wrap our episode.
The big 4-0.
The big 4-0? What?
The 40th.
Oh, yeah, 40th.
Yep.
And also, like, tomorrow is the big 2-2 for me.
Yeah!
I think that's going to be basically when I'm putting this up. I'm going to be 22.
Everyone go wish Jess a happy birthday on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, where am I on Twitter, though?
Where are you on Twitter?
Where am I on Twitter?
I don't know, tell us. Where are you
I'm
on
Twitter at CockatielCutie. That's where you can find me online. You can also find me online at bird.school.
Very
Mark,
good.
where can people find you online?
I'm on Twitter too. I'm at Honest Universe, and I blog as well, but not about video games at honestuniverse.com.
And you've been doing some pretty cool stuff lately, and you posted some stuff about some quackery nonsense that happened pretty recently here.
That was kind of a response to a press release. Some politician thinks we don't need an anti-quackery bill. And he was saying, no, the legislation provides for Iridium. It's like, cool, okay, except if it really did, I wouldn't have needed to spend the last 5 years with my anti-quackery activism, so fuck you. Yeah.
But there's more on that if you want to go to your blog, which is...
So that piece was published on the spin-off, but normally that sort of shit ends up on my blog, yeah.
Yeah. And that's honestuniverse.com. Autumn, you do streams?
I do.
You're online?
I am.
Where do people find you?
Good luck. No, I'm kidding. If you can find me, no.
Just Google the word autumn. It's what comes up.
Yeah, it's a lot of leaves.
Wikipedia.com.
Changing colors.
Yeah, well, you guys can't see it, but that's basically who we're talking to, is a bunch of leaves that are changing colors.
It's really weird.
It's constantly changing. No, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Malibu Threat. It's Malibu,
do you wanna spell that?
THRETT.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then as well, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch as Kyanite Princess. That's KYANITE, Princess.
That's with an underscore, right?
No.
Ooh.
No, there isn't. Twitch might have an underscore. I can't
Twitch has an
remember.
underscore. I
Twitch
believe.
has an underscore. My Twitter does not.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Ashe, where can people find you in the online?
I have a Twitter at the queerest deer, I think.
Yes, that's
but
it.
It's
shit posting.
It's fine. It's shit.
Yeah, like don't follow my personal
yeah.
Twitter. Don't follow my personal Tumblr. Malibu Threat. It's just shit posting.
It's mostly
dogs and videos.
Dogs, deer, and bad puns.
My Twitter is basically exclusively bad puns.
Which, I mean, hey, if you're into that, give us all a follow.
Hey,
come check out our bad puns.
we make bad puns like Persona 5.
I think my Twitter feed at the moment is basically just the new Sonic OC from a new Sonic game.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, everyone's going wild over this new Sonic stuff.
Yeah, so the next Sonic game is actually going to have like a character creator.
It's DeviantArt the video game.
But yeah, it's gonna have an actual character creator, and they did a trailer with this really cute little custom character that someone made.
And everyone has gone nuts over this character, as you can expect.
Very
it's
cute.
Furry Twitter has lost it.
Oh, Furry Twitter has lost it.
Yeah, it's basically there he is.
See, okay,
we're seeing live
I know it's
pictures
a
of
wolf
the
because it's
boy.
a wolf, but
Looks like a fox.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
It's
I'm
a
like,
color.
it's apparently supposed to be a wolf, and I'm like, what?
Well, why did they make it the color of a fox?
We are seeing just
Well, there's
live
red wolves.
photos
There
of
was
the.
red wolves,
of
but
the
they're
boy.
like a near
He's a
extinct
good
species.
player.
But like they're hardly red. It's like rusty and mixed in with other colors. It's like, I know it's Sonic. What do you expect?
I mean, to be fair, Sonic's a blue hedgehog, so a red
exactly.
wolf isn't that.
Knuckles is an echidna, but looks nothing like an echidna. Half the people probably listening probably don't even know what an echidna looks like.
Nothing the echidna.
They don't have dreadlocks.
Whatever, yes.
Or tentacles.
Yes, and whatever
I
you
don't know
do,
what
do
they
not
are.
look up, and
Like-
whatever you do, don't look up anything anatomical about an echidna or you will have nightmares.
True. So actually, this has got me confused. Does Knuckles have dreadlocks or tentacles?
Yes.
I think it's supposed to be similar to like dreadlocks or braids.
But they're kind of like
Because he's
tentacle
coded that.
dreadlocks?
Yeah, but he's coded that way, but they have to cartoon it and simplify it and
Yeah.
stylize it, so I think that's why it's like that.
Okay.
But like
Knuckles. Man.
he has
Yeah.
he
Tentacle
can
dreadlocks.
break a fucking rock with his fists. That's a little bit absurd. I don't think an echidna can break a rock with its paw.
Nothing
Has it played
the
Minecraft?
echidna is probably going to be the name of this episode.
I don't know. Have you ever tried breaking a piece of stone in Minecraft?
It takes a while, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You can
But-
break obsidian with your fists in Minecraft. It'll take a long time.
Oh god, yeah, you can. The worst thing is though is when you're down mining and your pick breaks and you forget to bring another one,
Yep.
and you don't remember how you got back to your way out.
Yep.
So you have to just go dig straight up, punching rock
Done
for
that.
5 minutes.
Done that.
There's a...
They are dreadlocks, in fact, according to Wikipedia. Which he can also use to glide long distances by trapping air underneath them.
Okay.
Just like real life.
Just like real life.
Just like real life.
So any of our followers who have dreadlocks, don't
Please-
try this at home.
No, try and tell us how it works, because I'm curious now.
Yeah. Okay. Do they weave together? Do they kind of like form like a lattice? Like how do you trap air underneath your dreadlocks to be able to
There's a section in the Wikipedia which is labeled conception, and I think we need to leave.
Oh god. Okay, so
I
I, think
hope
we
it's
should
not.
wrap up here before we get into
We
this.
need to leave immediately. This has been PauseCast. We're... Mark is fucking losing it right now. We are online. The show itself is online. We're on Twitter at PauseCast Show. We are on Patreon. Thank you to Ashe for her continuing support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your continuing support on Patreon. You made me say bad things in an episode that...
Yeah,
No,
Jessica
no, it's-
revealed her true feelings.
Yes, we all appreciated it.
Yeah, okay.
You were honest for once.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of implications
Just
going
keep
on
going.
there. You can email us, pausecastshow@gmail.com. We have a fancy new Facebook page, facebook.com/pausecastshow. You can actually like it now, which means we can't post on it. Like, no, not everybody else can post on it, but, like, nobody was doing that anyway, so just like us on Facebook.
I want to say though, I thought you were literally just not gonna add /pause. I thought you were just gonna say facebook.com. I'm like, what? You guys bought Facebook, man?
Facebook.com/pausecastshow is where we are at. Are we anywhere else online?
Patreon?
Oh, I said Patreon.
You said Patreon. You said Twitter.
Oh, music. I remembered for the first time in my life. Thank you to Leon for the use of our theme song, Honey Milk Island. It's off of Leon's self-titled EP. Leon also just put out a new album, which is called Bird World.
Very good name.
It's a good name. It's a good album. I actually listened to it a couple weeks ago. I would
Nice.
recommend it. It's a nice, 40-minute... It's styled as, this fake soundtrack to a video game.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing it while I was cooking one night.
Yeah,
That was really good.
it's-
It's very good. Go listen to it. Go listen to it.
Go listen to Leon's Bird World. Alright, that's it. We're done.
Yep.
We wrapped it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.